I genuinely thought this ride might end badly. Middle of nowhere in the Ardeche, no signal, a bike I couldn't ride, and suddenly I'm thinking, nobody actually knows where I am. And the worst part, it all started with a recommendation from someone on the internet. So I've just come down from the Wazans. If you've seen that series, you know the kind of riding up there. But this was something completely different. I parked up while camping in my van, proper quiet, middle of nowhere in the Ardeche. And one of you, Gaston, sent me a route. But I thought, perfect test for my Monstergravel bike. That decision, that's where it all started to unravel. Hey, how you doing? So it's the day after my big group tour that I did in the Alps, with my group of 18 from Dublin. And I'm heading down south, and I have decided to stop just on the edge of the Ardeche, 35-kilometre mountain bike stroke gravel bike ride, as suggested by one of my followers, Gaston. First part of the climb, honestly, lovely. You know that feeling? You think, this is going to be a great afternoon on the bike. Nice gradient, good surface. Oh, steady climb, and we've just hit some gravel path. Yes, that's what we want. I've got my knobbly tyres on. And then it just kicks up. Loose rocks, front wheel wandering, steeper. And suddenly you're not riding anymore. It's too much for me. It's super steep. Now you're pushing. I think I've taken a wrong turn in. And this is where you start to ask yourself, how much further am I going to continue like this? Because what looks fine on Strava doesn't tell you this part. And believe me, this wasn't even the hard bit. Back on the proper route. Now to go down, get back on it. This is more pedalable. More pedalable, more pedalable. Not correct. Somebody's house. Now that is what this gravel bike was built for. Just have to come up that. That's really mental. Finally, I get back onto the road and civilization. I'm still climbing, but I think I've cracked it. Oh, thank God for that. Back on the road. We're not heading for Pute. We're going up the Chemin de Vergamas. The Vergamas path. Let's go. At least it looks solid. Then the route takes me off down a slither of single track. And this was properly out of my depth. Narrow, rocky, drops off to the side. Yes, I had big knobbly tyres, but I am on a dropped bar bike. At one point I'm thinking, if I go here, that's it. And that's when it hits you. You realise nobody knows where you are. Not exactly what you want in your 50s. So, a lot of walking, a lot of very careful decisions. Eventually, I get back out onto the main road. I don't think I've ever been so relieved to see some road. And then I get a puncture. Man, saw that, I get a flat tyre on the road. What am I going to do? Champice. After all of that off-road, I puncture on the tarmac. Right, let's get to the top and then we'll re-evaluate. Thankfully it was a slow puncture, so I got to the top of the col, took the obligatory photo and fixed the puncture. But now I'm looking at the time and I realise I'm only halfway. And that's finally when I make a smart decision. Okay, I'm on the Col de la Rice. I've fixed the puncture, but it is getting... I fixed the puncture, but it's getting a bit late and I'm worried I'm going to get stuck the side of the mountain in the dark. So I'm going to find the quickest way back to the camping car. Now by this point, the ride has taken longer than I expected. I've had a puncture and it's getting dark. I thought there is no way I can carry on the mountain bike route back down to the van. I need a new route. And I think this is a bit that a lot of us struggle with, changing your plans because you want to complete the route. Yeah, definitely made the right decision. So I am going down the Col de la Rice. It's quite a busy road, but it's fast and it's 9k back to the van. And actually it turned into an absolutely beautiful descent. Okay, it's taking me down the chemin de tramway. No idea, it's the quickest way though, let's go. Quiet roads with proper Ardeche scenery. Back to the van, no drama in the end, but a big sense of relief. So if you're like me, riding in your 50s, thinking about coming to France, here's what I'd say. First, don't blindly trust a Strava route. What looks like a nice line on the screen can be completely different on the ground. Second, these Monstergravel bikes, they've got limits. Drop bars, steep technical terrain, it's not a great combination. Third, and this is a big one, tell somebody where you're going, because out there you are on your own. Fourth, give yourself more time than you think. Everything takes a little longer when things go wrong. And probably the most important, be prepared to change your plans. Turning back isn't a failure, it's experience. And finally, don't trust Gaston on the internet. But this is why I love cycling in France. Even now, you can still get it wrong, still learn and still have proper cycling adventures. Next up, I'm heading to Mont Ventoux, but this time I'm doing the gravel ride up to the top. Let's see if that goes any better.